Here at Libby Hill for the first real ride on the Druid. I have ridden it around in the yard a little bit just to bed the brakes in and stuff, but yeah, this will be the first time it's touching real trail. So we're gonna see what it's like. I will say that everyone who has one of these bikes says that they do take some getting used to. I'm not expecting this to be perfect, you know, first ride. I'm expecting to maybe even be a little puzzled by it, but yeah, let's just go see what it's like. So there are a couple things that I should mention right off the bat. This day was incredibly humid for one, and I also had the seat post itself set too high in the frame, so the dropper and seat was a little awkward for this ride. Oh my goodness. But even so, it was pretty obvious early on that me and this bike were gonna get along. Well, that was further than I intended to go, because I think the trail turn is back there, but once you start going down, it's hard to stop because it's too much fun. Whew. Ah. Ooh. Whew. Oh my goodness. Well, that was garbage, but I missed that climb last time. So, improvement. My goodness, the traction going uphill is really good. And part of it's just a new tire, I'm sure, but it just feels like my wheel is stuck to the ground. This was probably the thing that surprised me the most about this bike. I did not expect the climbing to be as good as it is. Throughout this ride, I cleaned a bunch of punchy little climbs that I had missed on the Jeffsy. Oh my goodness. That I had no right to be able to do with no dabs. Oh my goodness. Ooh. I am definitely cleaning stuff that I didn't on the Jeffsy. Oh my goodness. This thing gets going faster than I was ready for. That was another major theme of this first ride. The Druid is definitely faster than my Jeffsy was, and I almost got caught out by that extra speed a few times. Ooh. So what I just got a little taste of there is how absolutely amazing this bike feels when you pump into a berm. But I didn't fully get the hang of that until a later ride.
It goes this way. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Whew. This thing is just so fast. Oh. Ooh. That wasn't really a jump, but I did go over it. That one I'm not doing. Whew. I think this is going to be mix. All right, well, I just finished my first ride on the Druid, and I got video of maybe about half of it. I was out there for about 2 hours, 1,500 feet of climbing, but it's really hot and really humid, so when the camera ran out of the first battery, I just took it off because it was really insulating me. Overall, yeah, pretty amazing. It's interesting because it doesn't, I mean, I obviously need to do some tweaking to the suspension too over time as I ride it more. It doesn't feel super plush, although it's a little bit more plush than the Jeffsy is, I would say. But what it does feel like is climbing the back just feels really planted. Like I was cleaning stuff that I'm 90% sure that I did not clean when I was here on the Jeffsy. And maybe that's just sort of new bike confidence, you know, who knows what it is, but the back felt really, really planted. And then descending, going over stuff like roots and rocks, like I was hoping and like I thought, it just carries more speed over there. It's a little bit softer over it too. It's kind of tough to describe because it doesn't, you know, it's 130 millimeters of travel, and I'm not saying it feels like it's 180 or something, like you know when you're going over roots, but kind of like used to riding over the same kinds of things in the Jeffsy. I'm kind of, you know, you hit a root and you feel how it feels on the front fork and you expect how it's going to feel in the back, and it feels different on this bike. It definitely feels like it's rolling faster, and it almost kind of like accelerates out of it. Yeah, actually I got into trouble a couple times because I was just going much faster than I expected to be. So I'm really excited to kind of get this out. Of course, we got a hurricane coming, so who the hell knows when the next day will be that I'll actually be able to ride. But I'm excited to get it out to Bradbury, get it out to Blackstrap, and see how it rides, and see some actual times on trails that I've ridden a lot before, to see, does it just feel faster? Is it really faster? Where is it faster? It doesn't feel really any lighter than the Jeff C on the climbs, but I suspect that I might be climbing faster, at least on the kind of technical climbs. I'm certainly getting off the bike less. So yeah, overall I'm pretty stoked about the bike. Got some things to dial in, which is always going to be the case, but yeah, the high pivot Witchcraft, man, it is kind of magic, I have to say. You know, just haven't even really got it dialed in yet, but you can definitely feel carrying that speed over roots, which is valuable out here.
If you want to learn more about the Druid from my beginner or maybe intermediate rider perspective, hit subscribe because I post new videos every week, and I'll be doing a few reviews at different mileage levels as I get more experience on this bike. Until then, I hope you get a chance to get outside and ride, and I'll see you next week.